Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the OPLegends Den channel. My name is Wingless Dragon and let's go over how you get yourself as many points as possible on OPLegends Gens or Tycoon Gens. If you haven't had a chance to check out this offering from OPLegends, you should check it out. It's a fun, quest-filled, small eco thing that is really fun, and we've got lots of elements that can help you out. You try to build up yourself lots of money and buy yourself the items that you need to complete the quest. But one thing that has issues and trouble for a lot of people is how do you get points the fastest, and where do you get points? Well, that's the point of this video today. Huh? See what I did there? Points? Anyway, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, I did make a quick help guide for those that are brand new to Gens. So take a look at it. I'll link in the description or up there. That'll help you kind of get started on where to go from here and kind of get things started. But today's goal, break down where you can get points and how you can multiply that as much as possible so that you get the most out of everything that you do. So let's get started. Woo! Now, how do I get down from here? One of the first things that you're going to notice during your time with Gens is that you're going to start working on one type of crop and then gain access to other type of crops to farm. You'll also have access to things like mines and all that, and that's going to start helping you out with what you're going to sell to get slowly the gen stuff that you need. But it also means that various crops will provide you slightly higher points in all of them. So you'll start with the wheat, and then once you get through a lot of the quests, it'll lead you to level up to the point of getting carrots, and then later on you're going to go on the rocket ship, go to Mars, farm potatoes. Yes, potatoes and Mars. And then there's other areas and it'll expand on that front. Note, the next crops that you do have access to do provide a little bit of a bonus points, but you'll notice that a lot of people will still deal with wheat and carrots anyway. Most of the time that's due to doing the battle pass, but it also has still a small gain. It's good to be aware of, but just know that you're probably not going to be too worried about that because it is not where you get most of your points. But know that yes, you do get more when you are dealing with the next tier of crops, and then you merge those and are able to sell them for money, but it's mostly negligible once you have the other factors involved, most notably when you're dealing with your tools. Let's talk about that. Oh, and also fishing. You can do fishing as well, but actually fishing provides negligible, if not the least amount of points. So if you like fishing, it's fun here, but that's pretty much it. Once you get through a few quests, you'll see that you're starting to get different gear, and it'll start expanding itself from one to another. Now, if you take a look at it, you'll generally start with a wooden hoe, and it'll slowly expand itself to other tools up to iron, and then the next tier will be diamonds. Where you get these is /shop. You'll see the various types of offerings that are provided by the various people that you unlock or you get from the shop, and you'll see that you start with the basic tool and you work your way up, and these tools can also be upgraded for more money. And at first it doesn't do anything, it just helps you pick up the crops or the items that you are looking for. But then if you upgrade it once, you'll start seeing that there's a points multiplier effect, and this is gained when you've equipped and used the tool. And once you get to the highest one, you'll see that, like for the wooden tool, the maxed one, you'll get 0.08 multiplier. The stone one, you get 0.15 multiplier, and the iron maxed out, you'll get 0.23 multiplier. So that'll help you a lot with getting more and more points as you're farming either the wheat or the carrots or potatoes or the other crops around. And this is the same thing for other tools like the pickaxe. If you check the pickaxe, you're gonna have the same thing that basically mimics the upgrade path of the other tools as well, but instead of farming, it'll be for mining. And then there's the same thing for fishing, but unfortunately fishing is one of the slower ones and doesn't give you as much points, so most people are just focused on farming themselves. Now, here's something that can help you out immensely, and that's double wielding. If you wield one on your offhand and then go with the other tool on the other hand, you start gaining the bonuses of both of them. The reason why is because you're holding the equipment in your hand. That increases the speed, but that also increases the points that you're getting because it's an equipped gear that's on you. And so this will then add to the multiplier that's there, and that helps you out immensely. The other thing you'll notice in the shop is armor. And while it's, I believe, intended for a later access, you could buy right up to iron, and it's expensive, and that's why you're going to be building up your money to try to get these. Or you can find someone that could trade you these, but once you get them, they have the same upgrade path as the tools do, and they'll give you even more speed for each item, as well as points multiplier. You can have the 2 tools in your hand dual wielding like this. You can then have your armor added as well, and so it'll be 0.23 plus 0.23 plus 0.23 plus 0.23 plus 0.23, and now you're just stacking up on how many points you can get on the multiplier. And with the speed bonus as well, you're now kind of zooming quickly as well. And note that this works like if you're going to have to do quests in the mine, you could still hold a hoe on the offhand, but then use the pickaxe on your main hand and still get the equip and speed bonus that are applied from there. Note that the enchants that are on any of your tools don't have a factor on your offhand, so don't worry about it. It won't impact anything. It's only what's on the tool and the main one. And speaking of enchants, that's the next thing that we're going to be talking about. What kind of enchants are you going to be putting onto your tools? So one of the enchants that we're going to be talking about that you should be getting as soon as possible is Lucky Plow. It increases the chance of spawning a lucky block while farming. You can get this level up to 3, and it'll trigger as much as possible when you're farming. So this will work on just a tool that's in use in your hand during your time of farming any of the crops like the wheat or the carrots. Now, what's a lucky block? Well, actually, it's more like opening a grind crate. Now, if you take a look at the crates for grind crates that you earn just by grinding and farming and playing the game in general, you check the preview along with getting any type of other items on a whim, like a free pioneer rank or experience or pet boxes, money or money boosters. You'll have a chance of also getting level up points. Now, this is just a chance to get an increase of a percentage of points based off of what level that you're at, and this will continue to be helpful for you as you grind. So getting your tool at Lucky Plow 3 is really important. And how to do that is you can right click on the tool that you have, select view enchanting table, and you'll have the enchant availability here for when to enchant or to upgrade your tools here. You'll see that mine are stricken out, but you'll see that I've already gotten them. And as your tools become much higher, you'll notice that you get more enchant slots. The only one you really absolutely need is Lucky Plow. Explosive Harvest is just one that I have on it, but it just has a chance of getting a few extra crops. And then Fortune increases the amount of drops the breaking blocks, but the Lucky Plow is the one that gets you the most from your chances of getting all of the points that you can get. Now, another enchant that'll help you but is on your armor instead of your tool is Key Finder. And although it says up to 1 to 9, you can actually go all the way to 10. And you'll see that each of my armor pieces, I was able to get a chance to go up to 10. This is a little trickier to try to upgrade. What you do is you'll need to hold onto your item in your hands, do /gear, and that's how you're going to access your enchantment and be able to take a look at it. If you get a low amount on any of the enchants on either your farming tool or your armor, you can click on it to remove the enchant, but know that it's permanent and you do not get it back at all, but then it'll give you a chance to re-enchant again afterwards. Now, I have nothing else to enchant, so there's nothing I can do right now. I can't add anything extra. They haven't added anything yet that's new, but what this does is get you even more keys when you're farming, when you're grinding. And so you then get extra keys from grinding, then extra keys from the Lucky Plow, and all of those keys are going to help you gain a lot more chances of the level up perk that you get from grind crates, and those are going to help you boost your levels much faster than just farming. So that's why you do see a lot of people farming on wheat and carrots and not be too worried about what they're getting, because the percentages is based off your level and not the crops that you're dealing with. That doesn't mean that the crops are not useful and you shouldn't try to farm the highest yield one, but know that if you're having to do the wheat one or the carrots one or the potato ones or the mining for one of the battle pass things, know that, well, it's sort of fine. You're still going to get a lot of it going along with the Lucky Plow, but this is mostly for the farming for the hoe one. The mining one is a little less chances, but with the armor enchanted, lots more chances of getting those keys, lots more chances of getting yourself more points. Now, if you're wanting to really grind using the farming method and dealing with all of the wheats and carrots on a regular basis non-stop, then the next thing that you need is going to be what's going to help you out, and that is the points pet. Now, the points pet is a pet that you might not have a lucky chance of getting because they are only accessible from the ultra pet box. The regular pet box only gets you a chance of getting the money or XP pets. They're still useful, but they're good for only getting your experience and the money. Money's important, but it doesn't relate to points. The way that you get the points pet is from ultra pet boxes, and the ultra pet boxes are accessible from the loot crate or relic crate or some of the epic loot boxes that you have access to later on. But the grind crate that you're going to be opening a lot of it, you're only going to get the regular pet from those. So be mindful if you're wondering why you're not getting any, that's the reason why. But if you have a chance to get it, make sure that you activate it by right-clicking it once you have it in your hand and you activate it. This will level up as you grind and it gains the level, and this will increase the boost amount as you provide the experience onto your pet while you're farming, and that'll give you an increase based off the level. So in this case, my current points pet has a max of 250. I've only gotten it till 170, and that's giving me a boost amount of 0.78. That's on top of everything else that's boosting it as well. So that's on top of the 0.23 5 times with all the tools that I'll use at the same time. So then this just adds another, almost as if it's like 3 pieces of armor added, and this helps increase even more the amount of points that you're able to get as well. Now, another thing that you're going to get from some of the extra loot crates that is not accessible from the grind crate is points potions, and you'll get different type of bottles depending on which ones that you open or which one that gets given to you when you open them up or unlock them, and that is the point boosters for 1 times, 1.2 times, or 1.50 times. So that's just more adding to the multiplier of how many points you can get, and this is really going to be helpful when you're really focusing on trying to get as much points as possible and you're just grinding. So don't waste those potions unless you're going to grind, and that's going to help you really level up while grinding, but that's without actually doing any of the quests. When completing quests, you're going to be given a lump sum of points. Those are going to be really great for you during your time here because there are going to be loads of quests that are available on gens, and so it's not just about getting how much money as fast as possible. You want to try to unlock and complete the quests that are going to be made available during the various quests. And you'll see I'm not even completed all of them yet, and you're going to have moments where you're going to have to grind to get to the bigger ones, and that's where this whole video is important, of just knowing how to get all of those from everywhere. So the quests, every time you complete it, you do get a lump sum of points, and it helps you jump on several levels that you're going to get through it. So now you've got all the information that's needed for points, except for one last thing that's going to be available to people for extra points is random events that just trigger during basic gameplay. What the server does is you'll have occasional frenzy events or points events that ends up gaining you more points depending on what you're doing, whether it's fishing. You'll have one for fishing, you'll have one for farming, you'll have one for mining, and those add up. When you see that that's going, make sure that you are absolutely working on using that to your fullest while you have everything else. So make sure that you're having potions, your pets, everything is going on, you've got the right equipment on, and that's going to help you get it super quick. Make sure to keep an eye on those when they happen, but you don't need to depend on them to gain your points. Woo. So quick recap on everything. Different crops yield different point levels. The ones that you unlock that are higher will get you more, but what's really going to be the most important things to get is for your tools, you want to get Lucky Plow. For your armor, you want to get the Key Finder. Make sure that you're upgrading and using the most highest tier armor and tools that you have available. And to upgrade the tools, make sure that you're right-clicking them and going to view enchanting table. For the armor, you do have to put it in your hand and do /gear. Then the other thing you can do is if you have a chance of having the higher tier crate keys, so the yellow ones and the red ones, and hope to get an ultra pet box, those will have a chance of you getting a points pet. The points pet will help you get even more of the multiplier on it. Make sure that when you're farming, you're dual wielding, and you can always just have one of the type of any kind of type tool on your offhand, and then your main hand could be what tool it is that you need to use, whether it's fishing, whether it's mining. That'll be what's needed. Potions, when you're grinding, use them wisely during that time. Make sure that quests are completed because they give you a lump sum of points to level up your levels as you move forward. And with that, you have also chances of getting points frenzies from the server itself to also add to the multiplier. All of those are all the ways, if not, there's probably more that I might have missed any, but those are a breakdown of the majority of all the ways that you can get points on the server to help you advance and build yourself a giant gen machine like this and start getting yourself quickly further into all of the monies that you need. If there's anything that you think I've missed, comment down below. I'd love to make sure that all the information we got is there for everyone else, and that should hopefully help you out getting a better sense of where you can get all your points and where to level up as fast as possible so you can start really enjoying all of the quests that are available and building out your little island, your little realm into the little money-making resource that it is present, like this one right here. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Subscribe, like, all that fun stuff, and we'll talk to you another time. Bye.